Hello Pisces, this is going to be your Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising video for May 2024. As usual, the messages may not resonate with you on this video, so I suggest that you check back to your Moon and Rising sign video. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, I'm doing personal readings, and if you'd like to purchase one, go to the About box section of my channel. There you will find my reading packages, which consists of the number of minutes, the number of questions, the price, and the delivery method. Email me at HiddenLotusTarot.com and I will respond back to you with booking instructions and a payment link. So make sure, if you haven't heard from me within 24 hours of contacting me, that you check your spam folder. Sometimes, mostly all the time, my emails go to spam. It might be easier if you would add my email address to your contacts first before you contact me, and then that way you are ensured to get it in the inbox, unless it goes to spam again. So what do I have with me today? I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have the La Vida Sibila for clarification should I need. And we will wrap the reading up with an Angel Answer card. I can talk better because I didn't take my medication, the second dose, this afternoon. It makes my mouth so dry I can't even speak. I have to contact the cardiologist and report back to the side effects to him. I didn't do it this weekend because I was busy. I was doing readings, this right here, making videos. So I will do it after I finish. So let me turn the camera around and we will get started with the with the reading. I have already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. That's very important. And we will shuffle the cards one more time, give them a rifle, and then cut the deck. And begin the reading. Okay, cutting the deck. First card down, the King of Cups. He usually represents Pisces, but he could also be any water sign. The Strength card. The Five of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles, usually an earth sign, usually Capricorn, but can be any earth sign. Can even be your job. The Page of Pentacles. The Four of Swords. This card's been coming out a lot. Most of the readings, I think like 6 readings, the Four of Swords has come out. So this tells me that people are perhaps really stressed or very busy. The Emperor. The Ten of Swords. and the Ace of Cups. Well, that's a great note to end on. What do I have? I have repeater numbers. I have 2 4s, the 4 of Swords and the Emperor. I have a Page, a Queen, and a King. I have 2 Major Arcana. I have 2 Cups. I have 3 Swords. Now, what is over the whole entire reading? The Knight of Cups. Let's start with the Knight of Cups. Firstly, I want to tell you how the cards are read. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. Interplay of the cards. But starting with the Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Knights represent events to me. They always represent events. You get a message, but the message is designed to move the situation along. The Knight of Cups represents the kind of message where let me describe him as a person. The Knight of Cups can be someone who says all the right things, does all the right things, makes you feel really good and dreamy, talks poetry to you, makes love to you with his words or his eyes, whatever the case may be. But he never really gives you any solid indication that it's meaningful to him. If you look at the horse, he is stopped midstream. He hasn't even crossed the stream yet. So this is somebody who is hesitant. And therefore, the messages that you're getting are kind of, is he or isn't he? Will he or won't he? They're hesitant messages. They never quite, but it says that the situation is moving along like this. Right in the center, we have the Page of Coins. And all pages are students of the suit that they belong to. So this is a page about maybe learning new skills, learning how to make money, or doing something new. But he too represents a message to me. So this is a message coming to someone, or the whole situation is based on a message that either is financial in nature or it has meaning something that you do, or it means the third dimension, what you are doing. The King of Cups, like I said, he can be normally a Pisces, but he can be any water sign. As a profession, he is usually someone to do with the law, a counselor maybe, that's pretty much it for the Queen. A lawyer, he has to do with the law or counseling. But he can be sometimes very emotionally, I don't want to say unbalanced, but he's very emotional. See, he's riding the waves there. Here we have the Strength card. And the Strength card deals with just that. Strength. It's an 8. 8s are always karmic numbers. And this is a lesson about remaining calm in the face of fear. See how she goes up to the lion? You know he's ferocious. He's got long claws, longer teeth, and he could bite her hand off. But she is fearless in that she approaches him with gentleness, and steadiness, and she simply pries his mouth open. She's not mean. She doesn't have a gun or a whip or a chair or anything like that. She just approaches what makes her fearful with care and gentleness. And I think you're going to need it, because behind the Strength card is the Five of Swords. And I like to say sometimes that this is the card of the Two of Cups. I mean the Two of Swords in disguise. Why? He's got two swords over his shoulder. That reminds me, like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or maybe I should have said this instead. It's a card that speaks to a possibility of separation. Abrupt parting of ways. It has to do with relationships, but it also says that you need to be careful about fighting with people, because all parties will sink to any levels to win. But definitely to stand up for yourself. It's a card of victory. It's about standing up for yourself in a situation where you may have been wronged. It also says that some theft or unfair dealings, or I can't think of the word right now, or slander and gossip, malicious, has been perpetrated. And you see the two people there, they've thrown down their swords. See how the clouds are like this? They're diagonal across it. That tells me that these are somewhat angry and disorganized thoughts. I don't know if it goes to this queen or what. The Queen of Coins. Usually Capricorn, but can be any earth sign. But as a profession, usually this is somebody who works in careers that have to do with money. So that's banking, a bank teller. She can be a clerk even in a grocery store, or she can be a financial advisor, or someone who works in an NGO, a non-governmental agency, doing charity work. That's it. And she's focused on her coin as well. We skip over to the Four of Swords. It is a card of meditation, of rest and relaxation. It's a card of removing yourself from stresses, the hustle and bustle of everyday life, so that you can regain your equilibrium. I call it the ghosting card, because it implies that there has been a conflict, a tricky situation involving many people. And you had to remove yourself off the scene. Or the person has removed themselves off the scene. You haven't heard from them. See, that's an effigy. It's a shell of a person. But there's a fourth sword there that he can pick up and be ready to go when he's ready. Now, I come to the Emperor, and he is the father of the tarot. I don't know if this has to do with children, because pages are usually kids. I don't often get that, but it may be. He represents reason and logic. It's a 4 like this 4, so that says it's a stable situation. The 5 speaks to ups and downs and changes, a tension energy. So the Emperor, who is the archetypal father of the tarot, he represents Aries. And he may even have some kind of association with the army or military tactics like that, because he's wearing armor under his robe. But what he stands for, like I said, is reason and logic. It is using your best logic and your best reason to make decisions. Sometimes I have seen him be, as a person, like a coach or a philanthropist, but somebody you can go to and get advice from. He usually gives good advice. He has a lot of experience. But there are two things about the emperor. He didn't become the emperor because an emperor is more than a king. He didn't become the emperor but by being mean and nasty to everyone, like a tyrant. And he didn't become the emperor by being a pushover and giving everything away. He has to have strong reason and strong logic in order to administer to his realm. But he can be somebody who is difficult to get along with if he is like this. Reverse, it's his way or the highway. Now, I don't know how the emperor fits into this story, so just bear with me. The 10 of Swords, it's 10, and it talks about the end of a completion of events. But this 10, I call it the overkill card. Because you don't need 10 swords to kill someone. Just one well-placed one would do the trick. So this card is about being at the end of your rope and thinking that everything is over and done with. But this is the darkest before the dawn, and the situation has gotten just as bad as it can get. Sometimes I see the card when people have some kind of neck issues, but it can also be a card where someone has ambushed you. They surprise you, and they didn't take just one knife, they took 10 of them to get the best of you. Sometimes the card can mean travel around water, by water, over water, near water, or a long journey over water. So I don't know. But after the 10 of Swords, the worst, you get a chance to involve yourself with new feelings, new emotions. The Ace of Cups. The opportunity is there. You have to grab it. It's not going to make itself. It can even be a catharsis. After somebody stab you in the back with 10 knives, this could be about you crying because it's over. I'm getting the letter M here. I don't know if it's W on the card. That's an M to me. I feel like this has to do with somebody who has an initial name called M, like that. It just came out of nowhere. So I don't really know what this situation is about. And I found in my experience, I don't have to, the story doesn't have to make sense to me, but I'm able to explain what's going on in a way. This could be a baby daddy situation, but the thing is that there is a third party involved. At least another third party. See the 3 people? So I'm going to turn this card over and that card over. And it looks to me as if strength was being employed. You held up the strength as long as you could, and then it collapsed. Fighting, and you remove yourself from the scene, but yet you have an opportunity to start afresh and new emotionally. This card speaks about separation too. So let me turn the cards over and look at, I can't look at this card and this card and this card. Wait, let me start over. I'm looking at this card, the major arcana, but I'm not looking at the court cards. So I'm gonna take a look and see if the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, and look, there's one less sword in this thing here. The Ace of Cups and the Ten of Swords. If they have any extra messages relating to the Strength and the Emperor. I start with the Four of Swords. The Five of Swords. Because it's implied Three of Swords that he's holding in his hand. I'm just thinking of something. The Five of Swords between the 4 and the 9. No, just barely missed it. A separation, a permanent breakup of a partnership or relationship of some kind due to the choices made by another. This is implied when the Five of Swords appears. It may be telling of the breakup or severance of an important relationship or partnership and the indication of abrupt parting of ways. Be warned that there may be malicious gossip or losing something or someone of importance to you, some unfair dealings and or theft, so you are asked to remain wary. It implies that you have been involved in a conflict, and the nature of the conflict is that no one will win, as the parties will sink to all levels, to any levels to win. Okay, Four of Swords. With 3 or more court cards. First and foremost, indicates that there are some misunderstandings and difficulties within current relationships. It is a message not to proceed with any new ventures or relationships unless you feel absolutely secure. It is most important to check the fine details before proceeding, as there is a possibility of difficulties arising. I hope you understand me when I said that. But 2 fours speak of a safe and secure time period. Next to any ace indicates that some long-term goals or plans need to be reassessed and reevaluated before proceeding. It may be telling you that although you may not yet be involved with any long-term plans or considerations, when they do arise, make efforts to check and recheck all aspects before proceeding, as some reevaluations and amendments may be needed. It's warning you about something, this card. The Ten of Swords may even suggest a separation or severance of ties with a relationship. It can imply that a job or social position is in jeopardy. It may be talking about travel either by water, over water, or near water. It is a warning that someone who wants control over another for their own gain, but they are insecure within themselves and feel the need to possess or control another in an effort to appease the ego. It is warning you to take the utmost caution when undertaking a new venture at this time, the Ten of Swords. Particularly if you will be dealing with people who you do not know well or at all. These feelings of distrust and suspicion may be warranted, so look closely at all avenues and from all angles, and only proceed if you feel it is the right thing to do. It implies that the crisis point has been reached and things will now be resolved and things will improve all around. Next to the Emperor is implying that it is difficult to understand or comprehend how or why things happen and turned out as they have. Let me repeat that. Next to the Emperor implies that it is difficult to understand and comprehend how and why things happen as they did, as they are going to. And now the Ace of Cups. Swords around, all around. So look, indicates unsettled conditions in the home environment and that things within the family may be strained at this time. And I'm going to look at the King and Queen with the Sibyllus. And it's funny because all three of these figures, although one is faced to the right, to the left, to the right, yes, and the left, and he's faced center on, he is giving her like he's rolling her eyes away from her. But this one is giving her the side eye. So that's why I'm looking at the two partners, or two people cards. If I can find out what's going on. I have to hurry up and do it quickly. So why don't I light 3 cards across to both of them. Messaggere. This means that a message will arrive. It's coming from far away. It doesn't tell me what the message is about. And think of the arrival will be within 24 hours to a week. Gran Signore, the King of Cups, the most important man in your life. And Costanza. Costanza is about perseverance, but it can also represent a stagnant situation. It hasn't moved. And that's what I have for you, Pisces. I want you to now focus on a question in your mind. Ask any question. Maybe the angel answer cards will answer them for you or give you some kind of indication. I'm going to cut the deck. I'm going to pull from the bottom of the deck. Let go. That's what it says. Let go. Maybe it's talking about emotionally letting go, mentally letting go, or physically actually letting go. So it says, the time has come to let go of the situation. Stop focusing on how or when it will be resolved, or even why it occurred. Remember that meaning? You can't understand why it happened. Relationships that are unhealthy or unfulfilling should be released in order to allow something better to come along. Don't worry, your angels have everything under control. A key aspect to manifesting your desires is to ask for what you want and then release it to heaven. If you have drawn this card, you may be holding on too tightly to the way your dreams will unfold. Make a wish and then leave the rest to your angels. And that's what I have for you, Pisces, for May 2024. Good luck.